Okay. So by the way, this is an open event. किसी ने अपने यार यूर सदने ने या किसी फ्रेंड को बुलाना तो उसी उन्होंने बुला सकते हैं. They can come and sit here. बाकी जिन्हें पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने मुझे रिक्वेस्ट की पहली या सीट ऑक्यूपाई कर दो.
हालेलुया। बढ़िया लग रहा है।
हाँ नीचे हम फोन करिए
कर इतना करेंगे
वो किधर कैमरा वाला जोर
और एक तो पीछे भी है। वो किधर है सुखमन? ले लो यार।
ऑन क्यों नहीं हो रहा
ਇਹਦੇ ਚ बैटरी नहीं है। ले लो।
कितने मिनट का टाइम है बच्चे नहीं है
ए,
खिंचते 5 मिनट खिंचते एक जोत
20-21
ना ना एक जो है केड़ी यार।
हेलो
हाँ हाँ एक जोरदार
हेलो
हो ही गया होना यार, काफ़ी देर में लग गया।
हेलो हेलो बैटरी दिखा
हेलो
हैं?
पूजा में ब्रेक कर रहा
Okay, the event is going to start. I ये किड़ा कोई participate कर रहा है, please इस side भेजो.
हो गया।
This row is for English club members and the ones who are here to watch the event. Okay. एक तो I will give a brief about you for the event. So basically event का थानू manner explain कर देता, workflow explain कर देता मैं थानू सारे नु. So basically actor will call out first 3 names. Okay. For example, person 1, person 2, person 3. तीन जने आएंगे, इधर बैठेंगे. You will be picking up one chip. I repeat, please ये लोग ध्यान से सुन लो, instructions repeat नहीं होंगी. One person will come out over here, one here, one here. You will be picking out one chip per person. For example, मैं चेक कर दी मेरा टॉपिक for example आ गया fan. So मैं थोड़े बारे fan के ऊपर डिस्कशन करूँगा कि हाँ fan लाना चाहिए था अच्छे ये कंपनी का बढ़िया वो कंपनी का बढ़िया. You get it out? Okay. एक तो बाद one question would be asked to the first person, second person and third person. वो तो बाद we'll start again but we'll not change the topics. मान लो मेरा fan topic आया थी, मेरा next question भी fan के ऊपर ही होगा. कि अच्छा तुसी fan पहली बारी कब लगाया थी? For example, of course again. So अपा एक question ही करनी है. Every participant will get at least 2 or 3 questions. This would be the first round. Okay. Second round चे जेड़िया तीन जने बोल के गए हैं. इन्हें तो जी ने best answers देते. या सानू लगा कि okay, this answer was fantastic. अब एक second round करोगे. Second round से साढ़े 10 prizes निकलने हैं. Individual interviews होंगे. Sorry, individual podcast होगा second round से. And second round में we get 3 prizes which is first, second and third. But जेड़े नहीं select हुए उस round से उन्होंने B prize मिलेगा because we have an additional prize which will be based on audience vote. Alright. किसी को rules से कोई भी problem है, issue है, कोई doubt है, हजे hand raise कर लो please. I guess not. So we'll start the event. Thank you everyone for joining us today. On to the host please.
Good afternoon everyone, respected teachers, honorable judges and my dear friends. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to today's special event organized by English Club. I am Justine Kaur and alongside with me, this is Tanvi and we will be your anchors for today. Today, we bring to you something beyond speeches and performances, something real and something honest. Unfiltered conversation, one is from the heart, a podcast style experience. This is a platform where thoughts are unfiltered, experiences are real, and every voice matters. In today's event, participants will step in as guests, filling chairs that lead to unscripted and thought-provoking questions. And guiding these conversations will be our host, creating a space where honesty meets expression. Now, it's our privilege to introduce our esteemed judges who will evaluate participants based on confidence, clarity, and originality. We are honored to have with us Dr. Gagandeep Kaur ma'am, Professor Praneet Kaur ma'am, and Professor Rajvi Kaur ma'am. We sincerely thank you for being here. Now it's time to welcome the voices behind today's conversation. Please put your hands together for our host, Ikjot Singh and Kavya Adya. Let us begin with inviting our first 3 participants to the stage. Parminder Singh, Shivansh Singla and Jashandeep Kaur.
So So first of all, we'll do a mock one today, okay? First one being that. एक एक टिप तुसी सारे pick कर लो please. One check per candidate. Okay, thank you so much. Now please reveal your topics to everyone over here.
Pick up that mic.
Okay, your name and your topic to the judges, please. Please take the mic, ma'am.
Good afternoon, judges.
Rahul.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Jashandeepa, and today the topic that I have been taken is entertainment.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so your topic, sir, and your name to the judges, please.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Shivan Singh, and the topic I have been given is my future.
Good evening everyone, my name is Parvinder Singh and my topic is hypothetical.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll start with you first. So, what was the last movie show or TV show you genuinely watched and were entertained by it?
Can I make a comment about it?
Sure, ma'am, but please be fast.
I think Mission Mangal.
Mission Mangal. So, what were the characters you liked the most and inspired you the most, to be precise?
I don't precisely remember the name of the particular actor, but the person who was beside the main officer of the mission, she was a lady. I was very inspired by her as all of those, she was the one who motivated everyone when the whole mission was about.
Okay, ma'am. One last thing that you talked about Mission Mangal. So, what all things can you take out from it, being that you can implement it in your real life? Anything that particularly impressed you so much that you wanted to apply it onto yourself or your life now?
I think we should not give up the hopes. We don't know how it might go for us.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, so which topic you have chosen? Future. Okay. So ask my question. Do you think future generations will define success differently than we do today?
Yeah, I think so. Like we define our future, like success. We define our successful future from like based on our education and what we have achieved through it, like mainly J and maths and all that. But I think the future generation is mostly focusing on skills rather than competitive exam.
Okay, so
Can you explain which criteria you focus on defining the success in the future generation?
Generally, I think it comes from basic from household. That parents, whatever the parents teaches their kids, that's the way.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, sir. So, my question to you is, what if you could see a start sheet above everyone's head? For example, maybe I am lying. The number of lies I told today. How kind I am. Would you be good enough to see that things, or would you choose to ignore them?
can you repeat the question?
Okay, I'll explain it to you in simpler terms. What if you get a start sheet above everyone's head? Would you support this or not?
I think it would be quite fascinating for the first week or so, but after that I'd be able to see through their lives actually, if they are a liar or how many lies they told, like you said, and it would be quite contradicting actually. Like if I'm talking to a person who I used to deeply admire and now I know that he just usually lies, that would change what persona I have made up of them in my mind, and it will actually ruin my friendships and relationships too.
But sir, don't you think that is a good thing? That we can see who all genuinely care for us and who are just there for their entertainment.
I guess some things are good behind the bars only. We do not need to know everything to stay happy. And I have seen a lot of sci-fi movies with the same plot, and at the end, every main character of that particular story turned out to be a sad and a very aggressive person in general.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll ask you related to future. So how do you envision human identity in evolving in a hyper-digital world? I repeat my question. How do you envision human identity evolving in a hyper-digital world?
Can you give an example?
So the question is how you will envision means how you see the human identity in the upcoming digital world, the world of AI or the things that has been changing throughout the years. So how do you see the future generation in the world of this digital era?
I think it will be very different from what it is now, as just in a few years we have seen that a lot has changed. AI has taken over many jobs, and there will be a lot of jobs created by AI as well.
Okay, let me clear out the question for you again. So the basic question is, how do you think human identity will evolve? We as humans, our identity, how will it evolve with the progressing future and these technologies?
I think there might be a negative impact as we might get depressed a lot as
Okay ma'am, thank you so much. Your topic was sir?
Future.
Okay. So my question to you is, how do you think cultural traditions will survive in the modern world? I repeat, how do you think cultural traditions will survive in the modern world?
I believe even currently it is being promoted through social media, but it is rather diluted and rather exaggerated version of culture that is being displayed to others. But in future, I don't think the originality will be there, and only fake exaggerated version of culture will be.
So you want to say that with progressing future, cultural traditions will be going down, right?
Yeah.
But don't you think that via Instagram a lot of people are worshipping gods and all, but on the same hand, you are able to listen to your parts or your mantras via YouTube today. You don't have to go to a mandir or a gurdwara to listen to that bani or something. You can easily see it on your phone, listen to it, understand it.
That's the thing. Like standard is changing. Like normally we pray with at a particular place in our home where we have temples, but now we can just put on our earphones and just start praying anywhere. We are on a subway, we can pray. We are at traffic, we can pray anywhere, and it doesn't remain authentic anymore.
Okay, so thank you. So I'll ask you related to entertainment. Has a film, song or show ever genuinely changed the way you see the world?
Yeah, actually, there's an anime called Doctor Stone, and some of you might have heard about it. So it basically shows how a person who, the thing was, let me explain the theme of the show. The whole earth breaks down, everybody is split alive, and some of 54 years later, when the whole world is demolished, a person rises from the dead, you can say, and he shows how the science that we use today, that we do not care about how light bulbs came to existence, how we discovered fire, or how we do not value the things that we use every day. How that person with the lack of resources discovered it, that made me change my view. Like, I did not used to care about the things I used on a daily basis, how much thought was put behind them, how many people died while researching that particular thing, how many people put their mind towards it as a collective human effort, and how humans over such a short span of existence have managed to create something so fascinating.
Can you give me an example which you have recently adapted in your practical life?
I don't think I've adapted something, but there's a feeling, like whenever I am watching, for example, Artemis 2 was released about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I was just so fascinated that we mere tiny humans have created such a big machine that can leave the earth, go and orbit around the moon, and then come back while keeping the humans safe and alive. That thing alone fascinated me. There's always a feeling of fascination, even when it comes to tiny things like a laptop capture.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so thank you all for your grateful insights. We'll let you know. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We now invite our next three participants, Bani Kataria, Dikshant, Gaganjit Singh, to the stage.
एक जोत हम टाइमर लगा रहे हैं
10 minutes.
10 minutes पूर्व
Okay, one small addition. There would be a timer for 10 minutes. All of you have to complete your podcast in 10 minutes, right? Okay. Please pick up one check now. So, this one. Please, one by one, please pick up the mic, tell your name to the judges and your topic.
Hello everyone and hello respected judges. I am Bani Kadaria and the topic that I am going to speak on today is entertainment.
My name is Gaganjeet and the topic I got here is hypothetical conditions.
Sure, sir. What about you?
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Dikshant and the topic I got is travel.
Okay, sir. We'll start with you. So the question is, if you could shrink yourself to the size of an ant for 24 hours, where would you explore? Should I repeat it?
There is no need.
क्वेश्चन है क्या
So you are asking if I got of the size of an ant, where would I explore? Yeah, exactly.
Ant-Man
I'll see how much time it would take for me to complete a bar round of the ground. They do the exact opposite things.
Okay. Don't you think the most fascinating thing would be to go inside an ant's house, how they live?
No, I don't think. I want to know how ant lives.
What if someone pressures
It's
you
a
on that ground?
hypothetical thing. See, I won't be an ant forever. So what's the point of seeing?
Sure, sir. What was your topic now? Entertainment. Okay. So my question to you is, has streaming culture in the experience of watching a movie in a theater? I'll repeat my question. Has streaming culture like totally we are not going to cinemas anymore? What's your opinion on that?
Well, apart from going outside and exploring and all, our parents have become lazy, I think. Because anytime I tell my parents that I want to go and watch a movie, they tell me, stay at home, the movie will come in few days, why do you have to go to cinema, why do you have to spend so much time there and all. So I think this is the case with most of the parents these days and even kids. So I think in future when streaming is more popularized than it is now, it will definitely kill the culture of going to cinema.
What is your personal opinion? Would you prefer rather sitting at your home and streaming the movie, or be at a theater and get the original experience which the director wanted you to get?
Can you please repeat?
I'll explain the question again. What would you prefer, sitting home, relaxing and watching the movie, or experience it how the director wanted you to experience that movie in a theater with the effects?
Definitely I'd go to a cinema or a theatre because obviously it's not just about watching the movie, right? We have the interval and then in the interval we get the time to think about the things, we get to put our point of view. And if we're going with our friends, we get to discuss with our friends in the time of interval. Or if we are going late at night, that late night road back to our houses, we are just thinking about the movie. But that does not happen when we are sitting at home. Huh? That only happens when you are going outside.
Thank you so much. So your topic is travel, right?
Yes.
Sir, what's the cheapest and the most spontaneous trip you have ever taken during a college break?
During my college break, the most cheapest and spontaneous trip I have taken is to Dehradun. And it was a wonderful trip. I got a chance to learn about the culture, especially the Buddhist culture was there.
Okay. Dehradun is a beautiful place first of all. Have you visited Landover?
Sorry?
Have you visited Landover? It's right beside Dehradun.
No.
Okay. So what other places did you explore in Dehradun that made you think that I should live over here, not here?
Places I explored in Dehradun was a very beautiful lake residing in Clement Town, and a very famous monastery, Buddhist monastery was there, and also there was a Buddha statue which is nationally famous, and other things were also there like famous cantonment areas, like I'm fascinated toward that things, so I discovered that things also.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question to you, sir. What if animals could talk? Which species would be the most annoying to talk with?
You are asking me if animals could talk. Which
Yes.
species would be most annoying?
to talk with, to communicate with.
Okay, for me to communicate with.
Yes.
I would say snakes,
And why would that be?
because they look so cunning.
Sure, but don't you think that communicating with them would be easier as compared to a lion or a cheetah?
So if they can talk, obviously they want nonsense. That's why they can talk. But their natural instincts, like the snake is always categorized as the most cunning animal.
Right. Okay,
If
thank you,
they
sir.
can talk, obviously they got the consent, so there is no problem talking to any other animal. It's my personal opinion. It will-
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now, be honest. Is there a critically acclaimed film or artist that you think is massively overrated? Okay, can you please give an example? Why do you think so?
I have watched it and I have found it, same as any other South African movie. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's very, very overrated. It's not, that good as people portray it. It's very normal, very basic storyline. The cinematography is good and the acting is good. The storyline is very basic, and especially the song. I mean, yeah, the unit is there, it's okay, but each and every South Indian movie has the same thing as it.
Can you please tell the movie which you think is really underrated?
I think it would be The Gentleman, Siddharth Malhotra.
Okay. One last question to you. What would you categorize as a movie which is overrated and what would be categorized as underrated? Does public opinion criticizing something would mean it is underrated, or does public opinion saying this is the best film I've ever watched make it overrated?
Something becomes overrated when the public likes it. The opinion often changes with the public. If I like something, and the other person, if the person I like, if there's a person that likes a movie, obviously my opinion, I would try to change my opinion. What does he like that I do? So similarly, overrating, the phenomenon of overrating works. So if the public opinion is in the favor of the movie, obviously the overrating come in effect, and it would become overrated. Similarly, if a person does not like the movie, right, there are many movies, for example, Mohenjo-daro, beautiful concept, beautiful language, everything was just perfect, but it still wasn't that big of a success. Why? Because of some negative comments about the language being spoken, that the Hindi was too complicated and all. So that's why things remain underrated and overrated, only because of the opinion of people.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question to you, sir. What is one weird travel habit you have? I repeat, what is one weird travel habit you have?
Weird travel habit in what sense?
It can be in any sense. For example, let me explain my weird travel habit. So whenever I travel, I cannot travel without a power bank or a phone. I mean, that is kind of controversial, but yes, that is my weird travel habit. What about you, sir?
Definitely traveling with music.
With music.
Always listening, I'm always listening to music while traveling.
So would you categorize a trip unsuccessful if there is no music?
Definitely.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, participants, for sharing your thought. We now invite our next participant, Jasmine Kaur, Kirandeep Kaur, and Anshul to the stage.
Okay. So please pick one chips, say your topic to the judges and your name for advice, please. So you want me the first.
Myself, Anshul, IT branch, and my topic is travel.
Good afternoon, judges, audience, and participants. My name is Kirandeep Kaur, and my topic is hypothetical.
Okay.
very warm, or should I say very cold greetings of the day to all present here since it's already so warm outside. Well, I'm Jasmine and I'm a first year IT student here in GND and my topic is horror.
Okay. So your topic was travel, right? Okay. So what is your suggestion? Solo trips or group trips?
For me personally, if I have to answer, like I have been to group trips many times, but the current trip on my bucket list is to northeastern states. Solo travel, like if I have to say frankly, and the name of the event states, being unfiltered, if I have to say, solo trips are best because you get to learn many things that you cannot in the group trips. Of course, you have fun with your friends, but trying to understand culture, exploring actual places rather than dancing in a room with full of your friends. I believe if you are going on a trip, you should go solo trips. And
Okay. So continuing on your part, don't you think that solo trips are a bit expensive? When you are in a group trip, you can contribute the fuel, you can contribute the food. But in a solo trip, it would be very much expensive for you to manage those expenses.
I mean, that's the part. Like, if you're on group trip, why not just go to your like local state and explore? But if you're on solo trip, you get to learn reality about life, how people are there, and of course, group trips can also be expensive depending on your friend group whether they are going to get intoxicated.
Exactly. And one last question to you, sir, for the solo trip part. Don't you think that in India, specifically in the northern states, solo travelers are not safe? We have seen multiple evidences for that.
Okay, about that, solo travel, if you are from India, of course, you should know about your country. But the things that I have seen, I have been to South, I have been to Northeast, I have studied in western part of our country, I have been to Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir. Not solo, but with my family, so I kind of know the people that are there. Talking about the incident that are emerging, most of them are from foreign. And there's a culture going in the western or propaganda that is basically boosted upon showing a dark image of India. You cannot just say from some cases, of course, that is unsafe for the people. But what kind of person you are if you don't prejudge the location or explore or at least go through an internet search through for that location. That's all.
So ma'am, if you found a notebook that could answer any yes or no question about the universe, what is the first question you are going to ask?
Basically, I would ask about my life. First of all, will it be good or not? Will I be succeed or not in my life?
Okay, so any other controversial question which you think you cannot openly ask in front of the world, but you can personally ask to that notebook?
When will I have a world tour in my life?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, before we begin, I would want you both to reintroduce yourselves so that it's easier for me to understand.
Sure. Myself is Joe. I'm a second year CSE student.
I am Kavya, I am second year civil engineering.
Nice to meet you.
So my question to you, ma'am, is: if you were in a horror movie, would you be the one who survives till the end, or you would be the one who dies in the first 5 minutes because you went to check on someone?
Before I answer that, I would like to say that I'm a big horror fan. I've always been. During my childhood, the only genre of movie I watch is horror. So I think I know how it goes. But still, even though after knowing all of that, I think I would be the one to die in the first 5 minutes because I'm just too curious and I just go there and check to see if there's the sanctuary or not. But let's just talk this out. I think I'm a very logical person. So for me to believe something, I need a logic behind it.
So you would die.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so the thing is that recently I watched a TV series named Unfiltered. It's based on Gaurav Tiwari. He is the first ever paranormal expert in India, and he opened the IPS, the Indian Paranormal Society. And in that TV series, the take on it was very logical. They explained that ghosts were just spirits who wanted to be heard. So I think my take on paranormal would be something like that, that it's based on the spirits that just want to be
So
heard.
you do believe in paranormal activities, right? Just to be
I
clear.
don't know, I don't
Alright.
really shit on some of it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So can you share the most unforgettable travel memory?
Actually, it's not a travel story, and by the way, is this wrong?
Yes.
This is just a live stream group. 0 days.
It's unfiltered one.
Sure. If it's unfiltered and you insist. It's not a travel story, but it is a night out story in a different state from a boy who's from different state with group of friends who's from different state. So I was in a hostel where we are not permitted to actually go outside after 8 p.m. and it was my friend's birthday. So boys being boys, we jumped the wall and like it was I guess 8 feet or a 7 foot wall. We jumped through it and group of 4 plus me and a local boy from like day scholar, of course. What kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about the place where I am from. I was in Sikar, Rajasthan, educational city. And due to some restrictions, the DGP of the Sikar at that time, I guess Manish Mohan, he signed section 144. And if you don't know what it is an act in which if group of 3 people assemble at the same time, you can be directly jailed. With this knowledge, we were outside hanging out on the roads of Sikar, Rajasthan. A boy from there. A cultural target.
So what was your reaction when you first heard that you were being accused of this?
Okay, for me, I was a student who was in good books of many people. I was just like experiencing some FOMO, fear of missing out. All my friends are going on night out, why should I just sleep on my bed? Let's hang out. So I was out in Sikar, in the middle of a highway, while walking, local boy mentions, by the way guys, do you know, we can get arrested. I was like, no, we are not doing drugs, why should we? But then he explained to me, like, section 144 and all. And I'm so scared. I said, hey Google, tell me about this and all. So without this knowledge, I was even more scared. He just stated, if you see red and blue lights together, just run. Don't look back, don't shake your buddies, don't be a hero, just run.
Okay, so what was your reaction? Did you just stop your journey or just went back to the room?
No, of course we traveled throughout the Sikars. First, a good thing about Sikar or bad thing, Sikar just runs on 3 things: students, coachings, and the autos that is the mode of transportation. Nothing else. So after getting out, I had a doubt. Like, what's the plan? Like, can I say something just for us? Okay, sure.
Okay, we'll get you over here. Yeah, right, also.
Okay, so
We also, I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay, so your topic was hypothetical, right? Okay. My question to you is, what if a genie offers to tell you the exact date and time you will die, but until then you are invincible? Would you want to know that date or time or no?
Can you please repeat?
I'll explain it in simpler terms. What if a genie answers the exact date and time you will die? Until that day and time, you will be invincible. Would you want to know that time and date?
I don't want to know about the date and time. And if I know the date and time, I'll be very stressed about that I will die. And if I don't know about the date and time, I can enjoy my life.
But don't you think that you being invincible for the most part would be the most exciting days of your life?
Yeah, absolutely, they will be the exciting days. But as one of the exciting, I will not last.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So what is that one childhood fear that you have still haven't completely grown up of? Anything it could be like dark. Yeah, no, it depends upon your childhood.
Yeah, mostly horror related fears. Like
If you want to answer in some other context, you can.
Okay, so to answer your question, when I was a child, I grew up with brothers, and all of my brothers they're all elder than me, so they would make me watch horror movies, and then they would lock me in a dark room, and then and then I would hallucinate about ghosts and everything. I used to cry a lot, and then that all happened. Brothers do bully. So I still have fears related to seeing ghosts. And like, you know what, like there's a chair in my room and there'll be clothes on it and I think, oh my god, someone's sitting on that, and I'll just wake up in the middle of the night. When I was a kid, I watched Annabelle, and I watched all of the movies in one go. And oh my god, that night I wasn't able to sleep for 10 consecutive days. Can you believe that? And that's the most horrifying movie in my opinion, because I watched it at such a ripe age. But now I don't really get scared of those movies anymore. But that's something that still scares me a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Kindly give them a huge round of applause. Thank you participants for sharing your thoughts. We now invite our next three participants, Sanshri Kaur, Veeti Kaur, Meherveer Singh.
So, for device, please select one chair, introduce your name to the judges and your topic, please.
So, hello judges, my name is Meherveer Singh and my topic of today's conversation with both of them is entertainment.
Entertainment, sure. I'm your topic.
Hi, my name is Virti, and for today's topic I have travel.
Travel, sure. Your topic, ma'am.
Greetings everyone, my name is Sanshri Kaur and I have been given the topic future.
Thank you, ma'am. So, your topic was?
Entertainment. So, by the way, before I start, I just want to say, ma'am, you three, all three of you are looking very good.
That would not get you marks.
I was really trying for it.
So can you please repeat their names?
Yeah, please repeat your names.
Meherveer Singh.
Virti Kaur. Virti. Sanshri Kaur.
Okay. So my question to you is, let me keep it simple and unfiltered. I think all of us have that complex that my music taste is superior than the other person. Do you also have that complex?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't have a favorite genre of music. So I like both. Not both, all of them actually. So my playlist includes all the genres like EDM or techno or sad songs or songs you hear when you just had a breakup or something like that. So that includes everything. So actually I learned it from my brother.
Okay. So would you call yourself a freebird listener? Let me explain that term to you. It is a person who enjoys every kind of music.
Yeah, I would say that because ever since I was a child, my father was a big fan of listening to music like Nusrat or something like that. He used to sit at night with us. I was like 3, 4. So he used to explain me all the lyrics or stuff. Obviously, I didn't understand any of it, but just to make my father, like, I'm your son, I know I can
impress you.
Yeah, I want to impress you, something like that. So I used to say, I really like the music. So, but at this age, when I'm understanding the lyrics and stuff like that, I'm really appreciating.
You relate to your father's music at this point.
So, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You have done right. Yes. If you have unlimited money, but still only one semester breaks, where would you travel for a whole month?
A whole month?
Yes, if you have unlimited money.
That's like a win-win situation.
Ah.
Like I have a whole bucket list and I have the whole itinerary of what I'm doing.
Just one place. Just one.
Just one. That's also like very good.
Just take the things what you're gonna do.
Yeah, because I think 1 month in one place is much better than spending 3 days in like 20 different places.
And if there's 1 month and I have unlimited money, I'm exploring everything from spending my day in just 100 rupees and spending my day in like 1 crore. And if I get that money, I am definitely doing that in real life also.
And what would be the place you would want to visit?
Oh, Italy.
Italy.
A specific town, I can't remember the name. I'm very bad at names, but yeah, that specific town is like a dream come true for me.
Thank you, ma'am. What was your topic, ma'am? Future. One second. Okay, so my question to you is, what kind of leaderships do we demand in the coming future? I repeat my question. What kind of leaderships we demand in the near future?
Okay, so you are asking what the particular field in which a person should develop the leadership qualities.
I mean leadership in general. What would you expect someone being the leader of your group, your country? What do you expect from them?
Okay, so first of all, the leader should be the real representative of the population, whether it is a group or a team. The leader should inculcate all the feelings, all the thoughts of every person in the group, because leader is the one who is representing and taking all the major decisions. And it would be the better if the leader is having all those thoughts of the other population, so that the decisions will be in the best favor of the company. And most importantly, a leader should be a human first.
On that note, ma'am, one question to you again.
Okay.
If you were the leader which you aspire to be, you have two options. A person is not working hard enough, you remove that person from the group, and it will benefit your group. But that person was there during the initial days of your group, for example, a company or a startup. Would you take that hard decision and remove that person, or would you let your leadership skills be down and your humanity be greater than that?
Okay, so from the since childhood, I aspired of becoming a leader, and I was in many leadership things in my school days too. And the one thing is, the one who is with you in initial days, especially in this 21st century where everyone, even your blood relations are becoming cold. So the one who is with you in the initial days is the one who is the true person. So if someone is not doing great in the current days, there must be specific reason. We can address to it, we can understand their emotions, and we can prescribe them something and just talk to them.
But don't you think that a person deserving for that position would be not getting that position if you don't remove that person?
Okay, so that person was the one reason we reached this point, right? Because of the initial days, that person was the main thing which helped me to reach at this point. So I would definitely not be removing that person.
It's an opinion question like, is lip syncing at the live concert a betrayal to the audience or just a smart stage management? What do you think?
Like lip sync, like I don't know the lyrics, I'm just.
The lip syncing means today's concert. Artist lip syncing.
I think we all know they do that, right? But I think the overall meaning of a concert is the whole vibe, you know. The people enjoying, just having great times of their life. You know, the environment, the whole fireworks, the music and everything. So for me, music also, the main, of course, the main thing is the music, right? That's why I'm here that there was a concert. But I really don't mind if the person is lip syncing, because I really like the music and I'm there to listen to the music even if it's recorded or it's live.
Don't you think it's a betrayal to the audience if you want to listen the real voice unfiltered on the stage of your favorite superstar?
According to me, like it's my opinion, I can't really put it on someone like if other person feels that it's betrayal, it is, you know. So for me, it's really not, you know. For me, like the last concert I went to was Karan Matas. So even if he didn't sync his lips, even if he was going lip syncing or something like that, I wouldn't really mind. Like, so yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, sir. My question to you, ma'am, is like simple question: beach or mountains?
Beach.
And why would that be?
I am
somebody who's born in June. So I have spent all of my birthdays up until now in big dresses because obviously I'm a girl at heart. So I love obviously dressing up, as you can see. And beach would be because you get sea and you get beach and you get the air, which I absolutely adore because that gets me a little closer to nature, to water, because being my sun sign Cancer, water related, it's very easy to connect. The mountains I would feel like it's a bit off, but being a nature lover I would love that as well. Yeah.
Okay. On that note, city versus the village.
Village.
Thank you.
Okay, so the question was related to future time. If time travel become possible, should it be regulated in today's world?
Night travel.
No, if time travel.
Time travel.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of future fantasies, and I always fantasize about how would my future look after 2 years or 5 years. And I would be loving that if that technology comes in today's world, and it would be great because there's something in our world we are moving too fast. Like we have been preparing the technologies, the industry, they are preparing for the upcoming 10 or 20 years. So if time travel would be possible, then it would be very great and very economical decision for every industry. Like we can develop the things which are needed in the future after 10 or 20 years.
Okay, you already mentioned that you have leadership qualities and all.
Yes.
Suppose you are leader of the country and the time travel you want to make it legal, or should it be like do you want it should be regulated to all of people present in the country?
Of course not, because no one has a good intention for that. Time travel can be dangerous, can be advantage, is because everything in this world exists with disadvantages and advantages. So I would not regulate for everybody, but yes, I would regulate for a panel of people like who are really deserving and who could bring great insights from the future to bring it in the present time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you participants for sharing your thoughts. We now invite our next three participants, Kashish Gujral, Soham Sood and Siddharth Salaria. Please come on the stage.
So kindly take one check. Your name to the judges and your topic to the judges, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Siddharth Salaria and my topic is future. Siddharth Salaria and my topic is future.
Good afternoon, respected judges. Myself, Kashish Gujral, and my topic is prayer.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Sohan and my topic is horror.
Okay, so my first question to you would be, you're sleeping at the night and chair moves right beside your room. Would you be brave enough to go and check that out?
So, commenting upon this question, I am a person living in my room since the last 5 to 6 years because I had a separate room in my home also, and here also I live alone. So when the chair moves, actually I am a bit scared of going to and checking that chair, why is it moving. So first what I'll do is, in that situation, I'll turn all the lights of the room on and then I'll go and check the chair, why was it moving, because most of the time the reason is just the air coming from the fan.
Okay, now that was a chair. What about footsteps? Would you be brave enough to go and check that out?
No, I would stuff my head inside my bed and I would just
it's a robbery situation.
let it be robbery. I would just stuff my head inside my pillow and I would sleep recklessly.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
If it would be a robbery, I would get to know it in the morning.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
So do you think traveling is one of the most best forms of real world education?
Yes, I guess it's true. Because when we travel, we get to know about everything in so deep that we can explore everything. Like when we study, we will learn. We will learn theory concepts, practical concepts. But when we go out and travel, we will learn about the things that we don't even study and feel that we are learning in the theory topics. We will feel the real world, how it is. Also, we can apply our practical topics on the real world and we get to know more about it in precise form.
Okay, assume you are actually of your own department. Which place do you want that your students must visit in the seek of education?
If I am actually, I would definitely lead them to the Amritsar as I want them to connect with the heritage too. It would be great if I would be an actually on the place of, then I will definitely lead them to the Amritsar.
Thank you, ma'am. Your topic was future, sir, right? My question to you is, what if failure no longer existed? Will success lose its meaning?
Yeah, buddy, I think that's true because failure teaches us who we are. It teaches